You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Fiddlers have been let loose in the library. Over the weekend, Manitoba Chamber Orchestra's Fiddlers on the Loose popped up in the Millenium Library downtown for a performance and will continue to appear among the stacks in various libraries across the city this week. To hear more, I'm joined by Boyd MacKenzie and Suzu Enns of the Manitoba Chamber Orchestra. Welcome back to Classic 107, both.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good morning, Simon.
That's great.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. We just heard a performance of music by Jean Sibelius, Water Drops, played by Fiddlers on the Loose. And Boyd, I'd like to begin by asking you, as a member of the MCO and also as a concert and tour manager, can you tell us about the Fiddlers themselves, the makeup of the ensemble?
Oh, well, it's a basic string quintet, so 2 violins, viola, cello, double bass, and then we have that added spice of Rodrigo Munoz, who plays percussion and guitar with us. So we have our own specialized arrangements for that particular group or orchestration.
And it's a rotating cast of players, sort of really kind of anchored by Rodrigo doing a little bit of everything that way between the percussion and guitar, right?
Yeah, well, he plays on pretty much everything. And, we worked in some, like a Boccherini, a Fandango.
Yeah.
Which has the guitar features prominently and castanets.
Yeah. You got to hear them. So the Fiddlers, the MCO's small, nimble outreach ensemble, which is performed across the province, and Suzu, they really fall under your auspices as the MCO's education and outreach manager. You were just up as far north as the Paws, is that right?
Flin Flon.
Flin Flon, oh boy.
Yes, we had our large outreach tour.
So tell us more about that, the importance of getting out into the community, not only here in Winnipeg, but across the province before we get to these library shows.
It's amazing programming. So I came into the MCO originally as Education Outreach Manager. Now I'm Director of Education and Community Engagement. And we are doing these tours, especially so, and you had been doing them maybe for 13 or 14 years already.
Quite a while now.
Before I joined, yeah. And visiting small communities across the province, especially working in the Frontier School Division schools, and working with fiddle students and the fiddle instructors there. So it's just a fantastic program. I'm so grateful I was able to join the MCO to continue this and to develop it more. And then also in Winnipeg schools and rural Manitoba schools and community concerts.
So let me ask you about this initiative then. Why was it important to let the musicians loose in the library?
Yeah, the library programming is fantastic. We get to collaborate with the Winnipeg Public Library, and I think also for many years you've been doing this, right, Boyd?
Yes, yeah. It started, probably 8 years ago or more. I can't remember. But.
Especially as spring break concerts. And then the pandemic hit, and so we were able to resume spring break concerts as well as having the summer concerts now. Yeah, for families, so children and their caregivers.
So, of course, when we think of a library, we typically think of a quiet space, maybe not a performance space, but it really is a center for the community, right? That idea of a gathering point and a hub, and not just building on that community, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, like at the Millenium Library, we were very much in an open area, and anyone coming to the library was able to hear, and a lot of curious people stopping by to hear. So even though it's for families, everyone can kind of hear that. And then in some of the libraries, it's in a more enclosed programming room.
Boyd, so as Suzu just mentioned, the first performance of this season's library gigs took place over the weekend. What was the response like for you as a musician up there?
Oh, well, we always, and I mean that, always enjoy playing. And it's just so much fun with that group. And it's great to see, especially the little kids, get drawn right into it. You know, they just stare at the double bass. So, a lot of people little kids haven't seen a double bass before. Not in real life, but it's just always fun. We have a good time. The music is happy and wide variety of styles, from classical to Latin to the fiddle tunes, of course. We always look forward to playing.
You mentioned just the opportunity, especially for for younger audiences to get up close and to not only hear the music, but really to interact with the music and the musicians who are up there. And I mean, you think of, I remember once, this was an MCO gig when I was back in the Faculty of Music at the U of M, and we were up performing North, and someone said, well, what's this instrument? And it was a violin. Said, oh, there's a fiddle, and then a viola, and that was also a fiddle, and pointed at the double bass and said, oh, that's just a big fiddle, right? So, I mean, you just get to engage with the audience in a unique way. And really, Suzu, you mentioned that this has really been designed for kids and their families in terms of the programming. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, so there are the amazing fiddle tunes, like you said, the styles of music. It's great to have that contrast and the diverse styles. And then there are the presentation elements that really can draw them in, introducing the tunes, really being able to speak to that age range and also to the families. So that's a really fun thing for us. There's participatory aspects.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Is there like a little bit of an audience involvement that way?
For sure, some dancing and clapping, and Mary always comes to doing some demonstration to really look at what is these different bow techniques, and that gets the kids to listen really intently.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variety there for the kids, for the whole family. Yeah.
So if anybody missed the performance on Saturday, there's plenty more performances coming up. Where else can we expect to see fiddlers and libraries in town?
Absolutely. Actually, all of the programs are filled except for one. So I invite anyone to go to the website or the Winnipeg Public Library website also to check out where they all are. But I should say that as of this morning, there are a few spots available at St. John's Library for Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. So other than that, they're all filled already. But that's fantastic. That's great for us.
And how many people will take in these performances then over the week or so?
Yeah, at Millenium Library, like I said, that's an open area, so there's more space for everyone. And at some of these libraries, maybe it's for 25 children with their family members that are there as well. So sometimes, it's reduced capacity there. And then I can give some information on specifically how to register.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, just because that is through the Winnipeg Public Library. So just to pass on that information, so they can contact the library by phone, in person, or to go online. Or you can visit the MCO's beautiful brand new website.
It is really nice, for the record, just as an aside. If anyone doesn't check the MCO's website as often as I do, it's changed if you haven't been there in a while.
Yes, so not only we have the new website and a bit of our new logo or branding. I've got my new T-shirt here today.
I noticed.
And then if you go to our website, you can click on the Education and Community menu at the top, go to Community Concerts, and you'll find information there about the library concerts, and then a link to register directly. And I should also just mention the MCO is grateful to the Music Performance Trust Fund for generously supporting this program. So there you go.
I mean, I'm just so thrilled to hear that most of these spots are already filled, and that just has to be so gratifying for you, Boyd, as a musician, getting up there and seeing these packed houses of eager listeners, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the most exciting things about playing. It really gets you pumped up when you're going to start, and you have a full house, and the enthusiasm from them wears off on us, too. So it's kind of give and take both ways.
Yeah, wonderful back and forth. Just in case anyone's wondering, I'm sure you know how many gigs you've got coming up, Boyd, but there's 2 shows tomorrow, one at Monroe, one at St. Vital, and then a performance on Wednesday at the Harvey Smith Library. And you mentioned St. John's Library, 500 Salter Street. It's a performance 10:30 a.m. on Friday, which does still have a few spots available. Yes. And then later at the Westwood Library, have a wonderful week of music making, Boyd, and thanks for being here, Suzu. We're going to end with a Rodrigo tune. This is Bailecito, performed by the Fiddlers on the Loose.